Okay, today I'd like to talk to you about the PVR settings for free satellite TV receiver. Now I'm using the, I'll show you the box here, the ZGemma, ZGemma H7 AC, and so it uses the Enigma, or what does it use? It uses Enigma an operating system. It uses the OpenATV satellite operating system. It's kind of similar like to a computer operating system. It just has like it's built to load up with your TV channels and whatnot. So I pulled up here, this is the EPG guide. So one way you can use your PVR is, at least for in my area, for my over-the-air channels, I can go through the guide information here. And the way it is on a lot of these EPG devices, I'll put it over here on PBS. So here, for example, is Clifford the Big Red Dog. It's going to be on at 11 o'clock. So if I wanted to record this program, so it'll have the options here. IMDb search for the program, add a timer, EPG search, and add auto timer. So I'm just going to add a timer. This is how you do it on the EPG guide. And it would ask you this menu. And it'll have record Clifford the Big Red Dog. Has a description of the program. Now you can select if you wanted, like if you had a program in your over-the-air EPG guide, you can repeat it weekly or once. You can set the start and end time and to the hard drive that you want to record it on. Now with these boxes, I have this Amico box right here, and it has like a little USB drive on it. So sometimes you can plug like an external hard drive into it, and that's how you make your satellite receiver into a PVR. Now in this case, I'm using this ZGemma. It doesn't. I actually put a hard drive inside of it so that it can. It does a number of things. It can work as a PVR, and it's also a network hard drive. So that it's got the network. So I can put files on that and share it on my network. And also I can take the recordings with it being a network mounted hard drive. I can take the recordings and watch it on a computer, on my Raspberry Pi, and various devices like that. After recording, do nothing, go to standby, auto, do nothing. Recording type, normal. So to get to that, you just hit the EPG button on your device, go add timer, and you just hit OK. When you hit OK, you'll see it in red there. The red just indicates with a little R that it's going to record at that time. Change timer, delete timer, because I don't really want to record that program. But if I wanted to, it would be there to record. Now for most North American free satellite TV channels, there is not any EPG. So what you might have to do in that case, now to do this, you can still do it. It's a little more work, but you hit your menu button, you pull up your menu here. I like to kind of compare it to if you used to record television shows with a VCR. It's kind of like that. It's setting up a timer. So you have to kind of do your TV guide research, find out what program, or maybe it's just a program that you like to watch at 8 o'clock on Monday nights, for example, or whatever it is. So you just go to your timers, info panel, and so go to timers. And then I have a timer program set up here to record. It was to record once on GlobalCast, which was on 55 West. So I want to record the name of the program, description. It doesn't have that, but you can. I think you can enter that in if you really want to. So if you want to record a program today, say at 11 o'clock, which is January 28th. And you want to end, say, at 11, let's just say for the sake of this video, 02, just a 2-minute recording. You can make it like hours long, it doesn't matter. And you want an RT, you want it to record to that location. You can move the directories too if you want, but I have it in this. So we'll go to media, hard drive, movie, and that's basically the folder that I have the video. The recording type will just be a normal recording type. And basically that's all you need to do. Make sure you set the right channel. This thing will allow you to check, go through your whole folders of channels. So you can actually change to, say, if you want it on CNC World, it would just change the program to CNC World. Simple as that. So that's how you set up a recording with your PVR with the ZGemma. Now with other satellite receivers, as I said, it's a lot of the times it's very similar. Just find your timer events. Also, just want to make sure. So sometimes you don't want to record. You just want your satellite receiver to switch from one channel to the other for certain times of the day. Perhaps you're playing it out to a series of TVs or whatever. You can also use the timers to zap and record. On this thing, it calls it zap. It just means it's changed it to that channel at that time. I used to have that all the time because I had it on a switcher, and I wanted it switched to Galaxy 19 because of all my switches. After about 7 o'clock, because I'd lay in bed and I had an old satellite receiver that could still receive audio. And so what I did every night, so I didn't have to come back in here and switch it to a channel that was on a vertical transponder on Galaxy 19. I just had it automatically go to a certain channel, which I wasn't really watching that channel, but I was sending to another satellite receiver a radio channel, and I was able to listen to that channel while I laid down in a bed with some headphones on. Got my rig up for my satellite radio setup. So that's generally what you need to do for setting up to record a program, or to just change your channels at certain times. So for example, I know at my home we have the local news, and then they have this Hollywood gossip program. I'm not going to say which program it is, but it's one of those Hollywood gossip programs that is on at the end of the news. We don't care about that stuff in our household. I'm sorry, celebrities, but I'm just not overly interested in which carpet you walked on the other night. What I care, so with my family, we enjoy Jeopardy. So we have our local news on one channel, and Jeopardy is on another channel, and Wheel of Fortune is on another channel. So we just set our settings to go from the local news at 6 o'clock. As soon as 7 o'clock, we switch over to another channel that will have Jeopardy on. Simple as that, and then we don't have to listen to this hyped up voice talk about celebrities walking on a carpet. Some of you might like that. I'm just not, doesn't do anything for me. But hey, that's my opinion on it. So yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to switch your programs, record your programs, go back to watching it when you want to watch it later. So when you want to watch your videos back, there's a simple way of doing this. You go, look at my file list. It's right here on the remote. I don't know if you can see it in the light. There's a button here that says file list on the ZGemma. So you go file list, and there is all my recordings that I've recorded. So I have SGB TV, that was wrestling, that was on a backhaul WOW feed that I recorded. So I go to that, there is some people in the ring wrestling. Simple as that. And if I want to stop it, you just stop, and it goes out of there. And it has, in the your recordings, it has this little bar. So for example, if you watch the show up to a certain point here, it will give you the option to go back to the program, say you had to stop watching it at some time. Now I have some programs here, it just says simply instant record, because all I did at that point was just hit the record button and selected how I wanted to record it. So it will have this list. Here's a program that was recorded on off-air, so it had all sorts of EPG data on it. So Pinkalicious and Peterific, which are recorded for my kids, has all this, the EPG information, talking about the show, what program it is. So sometimes it will have that, but unfortunately with the free satellite TV stuff, there is no EPG information. So sometimes it will just be just the channel that you recorded it on, and that's all the information you have. Now you can always go back and add info to it if you want, or just delete it. It's a lot of these recordings here I've watched already. I should just go through it, delete it. My problem is I just don't clean up my directories enough, and I can do that with my laptop over on the other side of the room. So yeah, like here's a program I recorded off the air called God Friended Me. it was on, so it was on broadcast TV, so it had all the EPG information. And I watched it, and I did some test recordings as well. To record, if you want to say there's a show right on and you want to record, you go and hit the record button on the remote, and you just hit record. Now it's going to pop up this menu. Add recording, stop after current event. There's no EPG information on there, so that's the problem with this. So add recording indefinitely, that may work here. Add recording, enter recording duration. This is what I like the best, because then I don't have to remember to come back and turn off the recording. So if I say that, it'll ask me how long do I want to make my recording. So if I say I want to make a recording that's 2 minutes, just 2-minute test, okay, whatever. It could be an hour, it could be hours, it could be days, like whatever. So you hit OK, and it does this information as the recording has been set. So how do you know it's recording? Go back to your OK button, the way I have it set on my remote. You'll see it says right there, a little blinking of recording, and that's when you're recording your program. So simple as that with the OpenATV interface. At first it was like a little bit hard for me to figure out. It was a little bit hard for me to figure out how to use the recording. Plus I popped a hard drive in there, it was almost full. And you want to get a good empty hard drive to write all of your information on it. So just a little bit of aware with that. Now say you want to stop your program earlier, because you got your program here recording. You go back to your record button. That's how you get back to your recording options. So that was one thing at first. I thought, well, hit the stop button, nothing's happening. Go back and hit the record button again, and it will allow you to give you more of these options on what to do if you're recording. If you just want to stop your recording, you decide, I don't want to record this program, you hit stop, and it should end. There, I stopped it. I think I just had to hit that again. So what it was, I just had to go back into that menu and hit OK a second time where that menu was. Simple as that. So that's simply how you record your programming, how you use a PVR. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. So the main thing is, with hard drives, I found a satellite receiver. You can plug one of these USB thumb drive thingies. It'll work on some of the channels on Galaxy 19, but a lot of the high definition programming, I find these things do not write fast enough. Even though they're USB 3, the write speed for the high definition programs don't always work so well. It kind of cuts out. So I ended up using a powered USB and a powered hard drive, and it did work for what I needed it to do. So keep that in mind. I played around with these. Maybe there's faster writing USB and thumb drives, SD cards that might work now. Maybe just the cheapy ones that I've bought haven't done it. So check out the write speed. Make sure it's going to be able to write fast enough for the data rate of the program that you're watching. How do you do that? Google is your friend if you really want to know that out. Any other questions you may have, remember, Google is your friend. You can ask me, but I might be busy and I might not be able to get to you back. Or I might even say, well, it's on Google.
Like and share my page for my videos, and join this group here for free satellite TV in North America and over-the-air streaming. And I've also opened up this new page here, Free Satellite TV 1 on Facebook.